Hi guys, I'm back. This is week 2 of my video diary documenting the restoration of 926 Columbian Avenue in Oak Park. This week I'm going to be heading to the Historical Society of Oak Park and River Forest. This is something that I do as a realtor when I am listing something that I think has some interesting history to it. I go and find out everything I can because I love to be able to tell the story of a house. In this case, I'm going to be learning about my own house. So I've made an appointment with Rachel and I'm going to head over there shortly. Pro tip, I always make a donation when I go over there because I know that the majority of people that are working there and doing all of this historic preservation for us in Oak Park and River Forest are volunteers. So if you decide to do this, make sure you give them a donation. All right, let's go. All right, here I am at the Oak Park River Forest Historical Society, and it is also a museum. We're going to go inside and I'm going to try and find out everything I can about 926 Columbian Avenue. Let's go. All right, here I am walking into the Historical Society. This is actually a beautiful museum. You guys got to check it out if you have a chance. And here is Rachel. Rachel, what are we going to do today?
Welcome. You're going to do some research on your brand new house.
Yeah, my brand new old house.
Yes, exactly.
926 Columbian. You got some interesting stuff for me?
Oh, I'm sure we do.
All right, let's go.
Cool. It's a busy day here.
Oh my gosh, wow. Everyone wants to know everything about history in Oak Park. That's right.
It's true. I'm going to have you sign in.
All right.
And then I'll have you work at the table here.
So here is what we learned. In 1921, a man by the name of Joseph Jones purchases the land between Division and Berkshire, East Avenue and Fair Oaks. In 1925, he sells 926 Columbian to W.G. Franke, a contractor. Franke then engages architect Arthur B. Myworm, who designed many homes throughout Oak Park. In September of 1925, we see that a permit to build a brick home was recorded. The home was valued at $14,000. In the 1925 directory, we can see that only the 700 and 800 blocks of Columbian were developed. But by the time we get to the 1930 directory, we can see that Harry and Edna Candy were there. In 1946, we come upon an interesting development. I'll turn over now to Rachel, who will tell us what happened in 1946.
Told me a whole story about the elevator that is in your house.
Yep.
And I have a copy of the oak leaves from 1946.
Oh my goodness.
1946.
Okay. What happened in 1946, Rachel?
There is a permit for your address, alterations to residence, from the owner, Mrs. H. Candy, which is interesting. She's a Mrs. For the Collie Elevator Company, contractor, $500 for your elevator.
Okay, well now we know the elevator was installed
46.
in 1946 and it cost $500. Can you believe it? The next piece of information we see is that in 1968, the home was sold for $41,000 by Glore Realty. There is a lot of interesting information here. We can see the rooms, we can see it was carpeted, we can see there was a full bathroom in the basement, there was a sleeping porch on the second floor. Lots of interesting information here. There is one photograph, very difficult to see much detail here. I did a little bit more digging into the Candys to see what happened. Harry unfortunately passed away in 1968 in Houston, Texas. 1969, Edna is recorded as having died. The estate was sold by Shirley Spence from Houston, Texas, and it turns out that Shirley was Harry and Edna's granddaughter. So apparently they eventually moved to Texas. Wow, we learned so much today from the Historical Society. What an amazing resource we have at our fingertips. We learned the name of the original builder. We know who the architect was. We know that the Candy family were the first occupants of the house. We know that the Candys sold the house to the Sandvoss family in 1968. And since we bought the house from the Sandvosses, then we know for sure we are the third owner of this house. That's incredible for a house that's not quite 100 years old. That's amazing. We also learned a little bit about what the house was like in 1968. We have a description from the Glore Realty listing. We also have that one photograph, which I'm going to scrutinize to see if I can find any additional detail about the exterior look of the house. And we also learned, of course, about that elevator. And I know a lot of you have reached out to me about the elevator and you really want us to keep it. Now we do know for sure it was installed by Mrs. Candy in 1946. So we'll see. Stay tuned. All right, you guys, come back next week. Let's see what's happening then. Okay.